Jeremy, a pretty crowd-pleasing fight tonight. Very, very entertaining. How did you feel it was going down?
I felt like I lost the first round. I was having a little bit of trouble finding the distance. I kind of expected that. You know, he was going to be looking for the low kicks. You know, I was trying to cover some distance. I think just I was a little bit too loose. I had to get past that first round. I knew I had 25 minutes to work, and you know, the second round, once I was able to kind of get the first round jitters out, you know, the whole time I'm worried about his right hand all camp, you know, this and that. And I'm like, you know what, this guy doesn't really hit that hard. I trained with Polo Reyes, who's a very hard-hitting guy tonight. I mean, he just folded somebody, and that's at 55. And you know, I trained with him, so you know, we were well prepared, and I just had to get out of that first round. And you know, I credit that win to, you know, I like to dedicate this fight to Eric Del Fiero and getting back with him and the guys at Alliance. It's just it's a great family. Alliance, that's a very strong name. You know, you look up that meeting, it's all about family. And I listened to everything he said that second round, the 1-7-3-2, bar down your effing mouthpiece, you know, and it was just it was great, man. When I looked over, you know, I ran out to my family, but I was looking for Eric because, you know, even after my last fight, I was looking for him, but he had to go with Wilson, and it was good, man. I felt like he guided me right into that victory. Like, if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have made the adjustment.
He was working your legs pretty hard early, man. Was it getting to you? Was it bothering you?
I felt it. I did felt it. And after I told him, you know, I know he doesn't speak very good English, or if any, I don't know if he doesn't even speak English, but I go, ow. And then, you know, that was it. But I don't think he understood me. But
it felt like, you know, the momentum was definitely in his way. He won the first round, and then he was starting out strong in the second. You know, you were kind of backing up, and you got to the fence. It seemed like something just clicked all of a sudden, and you came out swinging, and that's when you started catching him. Was there a moment that you remember thinking, like, we got to turn this thing around? Yeah.
You know, it was Eric. He bite down the mouthpiece, start closing the gap. I knew when I was kind of hitting him and touching him that he was feeling it a little bit. And once I started kind of landing, I was like, all right, smother him. Like, start taking more steps in and go in more with my boxing, believing in my hands. So I had to, you know, make that adjustment and start using my feet to cover the distance and use my hands and let him feel that power. You know, I knew he was making really good adjustments on the leg kicks, and like I said, man, I'm a lot more diverse. You know, you got to worry about my hands, you got to worry about my knees, you got to worry about my kicks, and you know, the adjustments. We can do that inside the octagon. You know, Dominic Cruz said, true champion not only makes adjustments after winning losses, but within rounds or within those little millimeters of seconds. And you know, I can do that now. So we're ready.
It seems that you have been studying yourself too much. Is that exactly, you know, have been studying just to improve a little bit at the time? Was that?
Yeah. You know, I'll have to go back and look at the fight and just, you know, I always kind of study myself. I picked what I was doing good, what I wasn't. You know, was I listening? You know, what adjustments can I make? And you know, every fight I come out different. You know, and tonight was a good adjustment. There's a few mistakes that I made in there. Like I said, I'll have to go back. I blacked out after the win, so I'll go back and make myself better. You know, reinvent the machine like Terminator.
And in a hard division like yours, man, what thing that you position out?
You know, I'm always one shot away from the title. I feel like that's a great fight over a great opponent. Bring me someone who's close to the title. If not, you know, I'm there if somebody drops out of the title. You know, I fought both them guys. You know, Max Holloway, he danced around and ran. He didn't fight me like he fought Jose Aldo. I feel like I can make the adjustments now. Frankie Edgar, you know, I really wasn't with the Alliance camp around that fight. I would love to go back and fight him again with Eric Del Fiero in my corner. I feel like I made those good adjustments, and I learned a lot from those losses. Those are very, very tough guys at the top of the division, and I had razor-close decisions with them. So, you know, I'm one fight away. If not, you know, I'm right there. You know, Brian Ortega, you know, I knew he was in front of me coming off a good win, a grappling win. Stylistically, I'm a striker. He's a grappler. I'm good at not getting submitted. I think that calls for a good fight, but he'd rather sit on his ass and wait for a paycheck. I just want a shit ton of money tonight by being active. So that's the way I want to be. If he wants to wait, fine. Who's in front of me? Let's go.
Darren Elkins said he wants a #1 contender fight. Do you think that's something that would
I already whooped Darren Elkins' ass, so next.
Did you think he was going to stand and fight you? Stand up?
Yeah. I feel like he was going to stand and fight me. He's one-dimensional. I haven't really seen any wrestling from him, and that's what we wanted.
Did you feel like that if he stood in the pocket there with you long enough that you were just going to catch him as just a matter of time, or did you think that you'd have to like wear him down a little bit?
Yeah, you know, the thing is kind of like with the Gilbert Melendez, I was like, man, the guy comes out and he starts brawling. I was like, you know what, if they want to do that, then sometimes I have to bite down on my mouthpiece and start twisting some hooks. And I bet against anybody, you stand in the pocket with me, you're going to either back up or go to sleep. And, you know, that's what that second round was all about. It was like, hey, dude, let's not sit here and try to pick this guy apart. It's time to get dirty and smother this dude and let him start feeling some heat. So we started letting it rip, and that's what we do.
You came out to Nelly in St. Louis. Whose choice was that, and did you feel the energy off that song?
You know, I trained with a buddy back at home, Justin Lawrence, who's from St. Louis, and I asked him, hey, what's a good song to come out? And he was either thinking Dirty or EI, and then once I started playing that, reminded me of high school, you know, and I was just like, oh, that's like so Midwest. I mean, that Nelly was like around in high school, like everybody was bumping it on the corner. You heard his people just beating the beats. It was Nelly and 50 Cent. Those were like the two most hardest rappers that were just out. Like everybody was bumping it. So I knew that would get the crowd going and it'd get me going. And you know, I knew being an American over here that they were going to be on my side, and I wanted to give them a show. This is about entertainment as well. And you know, there's levels, and you know, I feel like we were on all on high cylinders tonight and putting it out there.
You seem to really embrace the city of St. Louis the whole time you've been here. Kind of open up with the media day, as he just mentioned, Nelly. Just opening up in a new market. Did you feel kind of like the pressure to put in a good performance in UFC debut in this market and you headlining this card?
Yeah, you know what? I'm from Iowa originally, man, and you know, this is January. This is the time where you got to have fights here in the Midwest when it's cold and everybody's sitting inside, you know. And not to brag or boast, but you know, my style is exciting. I've been knocking guys since I was 16 years old. And people would always like, man, you're exciting, and that's something that I don't try to be. That's just me. So I knew the Midwest fans are going to show me some love, and it's good to be around here in the cold and embracing that. You know, I got my long johns on and all that in the winter, so I love going hunting back home and in the cold. I really just love that stuff. So I embrace it. And you know what? Later on, now that I'm getting later on in my years, I'm really not thinking about tomorrow. I'm having too good of a time today. I'm being in the now, you know. So sitting here talking to you guys is what I'm really enjoying, and just getting my name out there even more and more. You know, this is almost 11 years in this company, and I'm just grateful and enjoying the process and just being in the moment. It's amazing.